What's good, everybody? It's me, your guy, all the way from Bed-Stuy, Habo, and this is the Art Block, a show where we talk about all things cool, controversial, and interesting within the art world. And today I have with me, once again, my brother, JAMAL'S, who is one of the coolest and most amazing and talented game developers and artists that I've met this year or last year. What's up, Jamal? What's good?
Popping. You ain't gotta
I'm gonna big you up. I'm gonna big you up.
I am a humble, simple man who just peddles cartoons and video games.
Not pedals, like you like one of them old dudes that be having a big coat, like, hello, strangers, I'm peddling my wares. Like the dude from Resident Evil 4, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah. It's good to have you back and good to see you on camera this time as well. People wanna see who you are, man. Yeah, they was like, where Jamal at? Nah, I feel you. I just shaved my head this morning, so I definitely get that. But there's a lot of things going on lately within the art world, within the gaming world, just everywhere, because there's this turmoil. You know, there's chaos. You know, we got things happening in Minnesota, we have things happening in the Middle East, we got things happening south of the border. There's so much going on, and it's so interesting to see that everything also ends up affecting our daily lives, no matter where we are. A lot of people seem to think like, hey, it's not going to bother me. It will. You know, even if you play video games, tariffs went up, and now all the video game, what is that? The RAM and all that stuff is going up. So I
tell people every day, just as it's not knocking at your front door today doesn't mean it's not gonna be knocking there tomorrow. Like, that's the thing.
Exactly. So I wanted to talk about, you know, it's kind of funny because I didn't watch the Olympics and I didn't watch the Super Bowl. And I wasn't online posturing like, oh, I'm not going to watch, and you all are idiots for what. I wasn't doing that. But I did find it interesting that the Winter Olympics had a bit of censorship. I don't know if you know about any history surrounding Haiti, but their uniform, because each nation has like their own special uniform. So they come in with things representing their culture and whatnot. And Haiti had one of their revolutionaries on their jackets, and I think about a month before, the association was like, nah, you gotta remove that. And that's like crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you gotta remove it because it's political. It's like literally everything about the Olympics is political.
The entire idea of the Olympics is literally political. Like, I remember the runner who was running in Germany during World War II or afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Just Jones? What was his name?
Mm-hmm.
The track runner, like the Black Panthers showing up to support. The entirety of the Olympics is literally countries going against each other. So they sit there and be like, oh, it can't be political. So that's so stupid, bro. And I actually dislike that, because what are we really doing if we're not bringing politics and having that conversation, those uncomfortable conversations that need to be had? What are we actually doing if we're not actually doing it right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the original painting for the Haiti depicting the revolutionary leader, and the clothing afterwards after they removed it, which is like, I say that as a Black artist, you're always gonna get censorship, because art as a whole has always been about a medium for storytelling and radicalization, because you're telling the world what you're seeing. Whenever you paint something, express something, even if it's just you drawing like flowers in your backyard, you're just, this is what I saw today type shit. So when you take it and then be like, oh, you should make it super political, you should make it this, you should make it that, it's like, what are we really doing here? How are we really going to go about it at this point in time? You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's an uncomfortable thing that I kind of hate, that any government acts as though it's like, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that big of a deal if we just make it this, we make it that, or we dumb it down for people. Because, like, if that's the case, what's the point of any of this? What are we actually doing with the shit? What are we actually supposed to do with it?
It's a complete and utter disrespect and just disregard to anything Black, anything that relates to the people of Haiti, anything that relates to people of Africa, anything that relates to. You didn't log in. Who's that right there then?
It says it's me, but it's saying I'm not logged in. We gonna see. We gonna see what's going on.
I see you. It says anonymous, but I know it's you because you're the only person I sent the link to.
They're like, ooh, you didn't log in. You're not you.
Right. It's so interesting because now this whole thing has like ads on it. I'm just like, oh my God, bro. Can't escape it. But I understand they need to make money and this is a free program. So I understand to a certain extent, but I just don't like the fact that it's on the side of the canvas.
As long as it's not like booty ads, I don't care.
I don't think they would put that up here. This seems like a family friendly type of space. But I see you now. But no, it's a disregard. It's a disregard to so much culture. Because I even just like seeing how people reacted to Bad Bunny, Benito, right? They're like, oh, Puerto Ricans aren't American, nigga. Puerto Rico is part of America. I grew up in New York. There's Puerto Ricans everywhere. We have the Puerto Rican Day Parade. It's one of the biggest celebrations of the culture on this side of the coast, on this side of the country. And it's like, step outside, you know what I'm saying? Step outside of your bubble, step outside of your house. And I don't know where this, I know where it comes from, but it's just insane to see people so vitriolic towards other cultures. Like you live in spaces that are named in Spanish, California, Santa Monica, you know what I'm saying? And you over here getting mad that somebody is performing at the Super Bowl or that somebody is wearing a particular piece of attire or whatever the case may be. And I don't know, like, I don't know the politics of the Olympics itself, but I feel like, and I can't speak for Haiti, I'm not Haitian. Shout out to all my Haitian friends I grew up with. But I feel like I would have pulled out if that's the case. Like, cause showing up and then like, it's just a horse. Like the final image that was edited, that was just like frustrating to see that. And I can't imagine how they felt. Obviously they still competed because it's still important to them, but I can't imagine how they felt being told that you have to alter something that is so intrinsic to your culture. This was a revolutionary figure. This was someone that was the linchpin to everything surrounding the revolution, everything surrounding their liberation. And on the world stage, they're telling you, you can't do that. Insane.
It's so crazy because like I like you. I don't actually watch the Olympics. I'll say this. I always talk about this other day when I go to work. I'm like, there are only 2 times that I'm like super like rah bald eagle fireworks 4th of July American. That's only 2 times. The Olympics and whenever a person from the UK insults America, this is like, bro, I don't want to hear what you got to say, bro. I don't hear y'all's country's not better than us. I promise you, y'all are us with English muffins and tea. Shut the fuck up. But
like, beans on toast, mate. You gotta have that. You gotta have beans on toast, man.
Whenever the Olympics come up, though, I'll say this: like I have these weird. It's not a weird thing. It's like because like my wife is Puerto Rican. This is usually when we talk about like the politics of Puerto Rico a lot. Tight. You know, I enjoyed the halftime show. Whenever it comes up, it's always a conversation of will Puerto Rico ever achieve like statehood? And everyone in my in-laws, there's like it's kind of split down the middle where some of them are like, yeah, we kind of want it, and the rest of them are like, not really, because we lose what we have. You know what I'm saying? Because if Puerto Rico becomes a state of America, it won't. Because I don't think Guam would or any other colony of America would. That's just my opinion. I don't really have any like a dog in this fight, but they would lose a lot of their culture and a lot of what makes them them.
I mean, you technically have a dog in this fight. You're connected directly to the people by way of marriage.
But like, I don't like to speak. Basically, I don't like to speak over. You know, like.
Oh yeah, no, I get you.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's rude.
No,
but
I try
to be like educated. I try to educate on everything I know and like try to help as much as I can. Man, I got into it the other day because someone had said something to the degree of
on Threads.
Like on Threads.
It's always on Threads.
It's always on Threads, bro. Someone basically said something to the degree that Bad Bunny's Afro Latino because he has coily and curly hair. I'm like, nah, that's not how it works. And I always just literally verbatim, right? I'm like, so from my understanding, all Puerto Ricans, and this is my mistake. I said the word all. I should have said most. The average Puerto Rican is broken down, and this is like broad. This is a very broad way to put it in. There's 3 like foundational pieces of Puerto Rican, right? The Tainos, which are the indigenous people of Puerto Rico. Spanish settlers and conquistadors. We know why they were there, and African slaves. Puerto Rico, what's not called Puerto Rico, it's originally called, I think, Borican, and it's what Boricua and stuff like that. Like you gotta like put this stuff together. And this is again a very broad idea of what PR is. I basically was talking about that, and I'm like, yeah, so it's like every Puerto Rican kind of has like African roots, but they also have Taino roots and Spanish roots. This is where it all comes from, and you see that in the culture with music and with food and Seven the Third, because it's a lot of Caribbean things share similarities and stuff like that. Like if you go from Puerto Rico to Jamaica, you can kind of see like a blend of culture almost. It's not super hard, but it's like you can see like little similarities here and there. And people wanted my head for saying that. People wanted to fucking mount me on a pike on some Vlad the Impaler shit. A dude literally said, "So Bad Bunny's black," and I'm like, "When did you say that? When? How did you come to that conclusion? Where did we come from?"
But then, why are we getting so angry? Even if you did say that, like the fact that somebody would think that Bad Bunny was black is so like disgusting, right? And he's not.
Exactly.
But it's like, where's this vitriolic rage come from? Where does all this anger come from?
And it's not like I'm over here saying every Puerto Rican person is. I've met a lot of black Puerto Ricans. Like my play cousin is Puerto Rican and Native American. It's the most interesting combination you've ever seen in your life. I promise you. It's really funny. But like you see that, like you see like the diaspora of Puerto Rico is it's so different. It's so unique because you can get Puerto Rican people who look like Bad Bunny. You can get Puerto Rican people who look like me. You can get Puerto Rican people who look like Brad Pitt. It's so random over there, and that's why I'm like, and these people all have different roots, but it's like it's the thing of like genealogy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like every person who is Puerto Rican who has African roots is black, but like it's like if you trace down like my genealogy back past my great great grandfather, I'm pretty sure there's a white dude somewhere in there. That's how the slave trade worked. I hate to say it, but like that's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I'm Swedish or German or whatever. It means I might have the ancestry, but I don't have to claim that shit or even acknowledge that shit if I really don't want to. That's the beautiful part of being a person when it comes to this shit. But yeah, it was just funny. It was a whole thing, and people were trying to tell me like I'm wrong. Like there's also Lebanese Puerto Ricans, and there's also the other. I'm like, I know. I acknowledge that there's all these different things. Godzilla can be Puerto Rican tomorrow if you want him to. Like,
all
what
right, let's not do that.
Like,
let's not go that far. See, now that's how you get in trouble. see, because then the Japanese gonna come get you. All right, you better relax now. You don't do that. But
Japanese
no,
gonna come after me for other things. Shout out to Gundam Wing. Anyways,
but no, like I definitely see how people can get really defensive and want to make sure that people say the right things about what's being spoken about their culture. So I definitely understand why some people might have come after you. And hopefully they weren't disrespectful. I didn't see the thread itself, but hopefully they weren't disrespectful.
Nah, you don't need to see a thread. I muted it because you got disrespectful. I'm like, you ain't got to call me out my name.
Because it does get to that point a lot of time. It don't matter what you talk about. It always gets to that point at some like level. You could be talking about something. You could be talking about the most innocuous thing. It could be like, oh, I love the way the graphics look in Animal Crossing because they remind me of my childhood. And here comes somebody like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, what?
It's like, how do we get here? I like Animal Crossing. Now I'm out. What? How do we? It's so crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's so wild.
Yeah, nah, it's people on the internet, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I think COVID really warped a lot of the minds of people. I think something a little bit too big or too small in their brains, and a lot of them just get online just ready to just like start foaming at the mouth and raging. And I was like, if you're ready to fight, let's throw hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use my words. At this point, it's straight hands. Let's bring hands back into the equation. When we was growing up over here, we was fighting. Doesn't mean you won every single time. Doesn't mean I won every single time, but we was fighting. In the hallway, outside, in the school, in the apartment building, you know what I'm saying? In the like people was fighting. And it wasn't on some like, I'm going to kill you. It's just like, you just need your ass whooped because you was talking too much. You said something about my mom. You said something about me. You took something from me. And after that, you cool. Like once you throw hands with people, there's a mutual respect because either you got your ass whooped and you ain't going to say nothing no more, or you beat the shit out of somebody and you can't be touched. And a lot of people need to be punch in their face because
I've thrown
like
my
that
weight
like
around.
that one nigga. I'm not going to talk about till March 1st.
Nah, yo, oh yeah. Well, we forgot. I don't know if people know this, but me and Hab agreed we're on a truce with all people who look like us in the diaspora until March 1st. We do not cause issues during Black History Month. This is a peace time.
Exactly. This is
even
Switzerland.
If we have problems, this is peaceful. This is Switzerland right now.
Yeah. But he gonna get it though. No neck. No name. There's no neck.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love these, man. I love these. This is Mr. Tapeworm.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Tapeworm.
I'm still this is Redworm. I'm still working on this game still. I'm working on Applejack 2. I do this thing where okay, so the $1 million plan, right? And I'm saying this is anyone can take it. I don't care. This is how any game.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Operate. No. Because it's not gonna affect me. It's not gonna affect me.
Okay.
It's like I didn't even create the $1 million idea. This is a thing that people. This group, it's like this 5 or 4 developers in like Sweden or some shit. They're called Sockpop. They have a Patreon account, right? It's like $20, and they bi-weekly they drop a new game, but they're all like little dinky games, and then they'll drop like a big game at the very end. And that's like the plan, make a bunch of little dinky like $5-10 games, and then drop boom $20 game. All right, cool revenue. Little games to keep the stream coming in, and then because the point is to get fully away from a 9-to-5. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I don't think my job is bad. I thoroughly enjoy it. But
we're creatives. We're not built for that, man. Like we do what we got to do. Like I used to work in a freezer. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to work in a freezer, packing gym lunch meals. You feel me? So I'll do what I have to do.
I feel that.
But I don't want to do that.
That's literally it. Like it's not on some like on better than this shit.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not better than anything. My bills gotta get paid. My son gotta eat. My wife gotta eat. I don't care what we doing. I just don't want to do this shit for forever.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest thing. But yeah, so like the plan is always gonna be like a few small games here and there, little arcade joints, nothing crazy. Just some stuff that like I always have the idea for a small game based off of I base it off of a commute or an appointment. Like, let's say you're like riding the subway going somewhere or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be an hour. All right, cool. Bust up the Switch. I'm just gonna play this game to kill that time. And it's a thing that you don't have to like really think about. Or
we need more games like that, bro. Oh my god. Because like I'll be sitting on the train and I'm trying to play like Animal Crossing or Donkey Kong, and it's like I'm already at my stop. I ain't get to hit nothing. I ain't get to catch no bugs. Like I need me a game to jump in and be like, let me like scramble with something real quick.
That's literally it. And I've played so many games like that. I'm like, there's not a lot though. Like I've played a good amount, mostly on Steam, and not everyone's gonna shovel out for a Steam Deck, which I understand. I want a Steam Deck, but also I kind of want that Steam Cube too. So it's like it's go either way.
Oh right, the big thing. Yeah.
The big brick, yeah.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, it's definitely something that I would love to see more of, because I feel like roguelikes are pretty good at that, but I also want other types of games that don't have to be a roguelike, because we're oversaturated with the roguelikes right now. And I think this game that just came out might be a roguelike. I'm not sure, but Relooted just released today. I'm going to be playing that sometime tonight, and I'm definitely going to stream it on Thursday, as we were talking about before we started recording. But there's a lot of controversy. Anytime, I was pretty excited for this game. Like it's like a lukewarm excitement, because I didn't really like get into it or research it that hard, because I had a lot of the things going on. But this game is centered around a team of it's like an African heist crew that are going back to Western museums and stealing artifacts, a la the same vibe of like Killmonger, right? It's like, I want to get all the shit back. So it's like it's a puzzle side scroller. So you're going in, you got to strategize how to break in, plan the route, disable, different traps and alarms and stuff, and you use different members of the team to do that, and you have to do it within a certain amount of time. So you're breaking in, you're swiping, you're running around, then you got to get out and escape. And I think it's a pretty cool like gameplay loop. And of course, because it's black, because it's African, because it's about stealing artifacts, every basement dwelling, troglodyte, Cheeto breath, white boy, and white girl.
Heavy on the Cheeto breath.
They just talking out their ass. They just talking about their ass. Like I literally saw a whole, because I was trying to look up the game to kind of get more information on it. And when you look up Relooted by Nyamaka, which is the developer, that's like the first thing that comes up is this Reddit thread where someone's calling it a BLM game. And I'm like, have you ever met a black person? Do you even know where Africa, if I put out the world map, can you point to where Africa is? You probably couldn't even tell because you probably don't even know how to read a map.
I promise you, what was, I think it was the Grammys that Kendrick performed at all the years ago, and he dropped that big ass image of Africa with Compton in the middle of it. That confused so many white people. They were like, Compton's in Africa? It's like, all right, bro, get out of my face, right? Don't piss me off.
People
it's
legit,
so early.
People legit was confused by that?
I know for a fact people actually were. I know for a fact.
That is
but
insane.
Like, I'll say this. Anytime a black person does something in the creative space, even if it's not controversial, even if they don't even try to do anything like crazy, it's gonna get that flag. It's just normal. Remember that that goofy KKK boomer shooter that demo thing I made?
They was getting on you for that?
Bro, I almost got banned off Twitter for that.
That's crazy.
But I found my name in so many like we hate nigger accounts. Like I'm just like, yeah, this is normal. This is it.
That's crazy. Really so how do they feel about the moment in Red Dead, the random encounter where you get to kill the KKK, and what about the other one in Mafia where you actually face off against the KKK? Did they hate that too? Like, or are they just attacking you specifically because you're a black man that made it?
They probably did hate it too. Because the thing about it is like these people, they don't actually. I'll say this: people like these right wing grifters and like gaming.
I'm bleeping that. Don't say that nigga name on my channel.
My fault. People like these individuals. They don't actually care about gaming. You know what I'm saying? It's not about gaming. It's about spreading the political jargon bullshit. It has nothing to do because like when you play games, you know you're gonna see things. It's normal. You know what I'm saying? It's been that way since I was a kid. I remember early Modern Warfare 2, there's a whole thing where they're like, oh, there's going to be a section of this game that may make you uncomfortable. If you want to skip it, press yes now. If not, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to that mission, No Russian, where you gun down an entire airport. Like, to me, I'm like, this is normal. This is a video game. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I have my frontal lobe is developed so I can understand imagination, media, and all that crap from
imagination.
Real life. Exactly. Like, would I actually go to an airport and commit atrocities? Fuck no. I like flying places.
Some white boy that hasn't kissed a girl probably would, though.
Exactly. That's the funniest thing about these goofy incel boys and stuff like that. It's like, bro, if you get your dick wet, I promise you won't feel this way. But also, there was
consensually, because you know some of them they don't believe in that.
Facts, 100%. But like, there was this lady. She was like a therapist trying to like work with incels. And she basically had to stop. She said something to the degree of, the last thing I was told was, if you're not going to fuck me, I have nothing to say to you. And it's like, that's crazy. That's the conversation.
There's a YouTuber. Well, he's also a therapist. He's a licensed therapist. His name is Dr. K. And I think he also works with that population as well. I saw him like maybe a couple of years ago, and I watched a few of his videos because I saw he did like an interview with somebody, and I was like, oh, this is interesting because he's doing something that you don't see in the online gaming space, where this person is trying to show empathy and give them a gateway into better ideology and better management of their well-being. It's Dr. K. He has a longer name, but his whole channel is about that. But I wanted to read some of these comments, bro, which is crazy. This is from 5 months ago. It's on a Reddit called Kotaku in Action. And this is the first thing that pops up when you type in Relooted on Google. So these are 5 months ago. Damn, what a surprise. Because this person put up a screenshot. The game wasn't out yet 5 months ago. Yeah. So there was a demo, I think. So they pulled up the Steam stats. So it says 3 people right now, 11 in the 24-hour peak, and 22 all-time 3 days. So this person went out of their way to just make this point so they can just, I don't know, feel good about themselves and get like hard off of that or something. So all these people are just going crazy. Damn, what a surprise that a game with a non-existent target audience has no players. Who would have never guessed? Then it says, seem pretty racist. to me to have a game celebrating African culture to revolve around stealing things. But what do I know? Jack shit, honestly.
Actually.
And then like there's more and more and more. I'm just scrolling down. I can't wait for the sequel where you try to get them back into the museums from local NOG warlords who stole, damaged, and misplaced them due to rampant corruption and sheer ignorance. This person literally probably just read an article somewhere and ran off of that, and then now they're just regurgitating shit they seen, and they don't even know nothing about anything. They can't even name 3 countries in Africa, let alone anything about it.
And that's really how it would be. Like I've learned more from like trying to debunk the bullshit that people say, just so I can figure out like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, I don't remember which African leader it was. And I just found out the only thing they had left him is literally his tooth because they dipped him in acid. And he was, I'm gonna find his name out later on, but like basically he was such a revolutionary leader, and naturally America don't like that. So the CIA do their thing, destabilize the country, da 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 da. We get the political leader, and then they kill him, dismember him, and they put his body in acid. The only reason there's even a tooth that was returned to his family later on was literally because a dude took it as a trophy.
Oh, I know. Oh, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard about this. I just remember hearing about this recently. Yeah. So the thing is like a lot of these folks, I think they just get off on this. Like they get excited because there's a YouTuber that came up, and I wish on YouTube you can block people because I don't want to see them come up anymore if I search something. The only way to not see them again, to ignore their channel, is to if they happen to pop up on your like your home panel, and you can mark as not interested or don't recommend channel, but you can't outright block a channel, which I think is really frustrating. And you might be able to block a user, but that's like a whole complicated thing. I want to block a channel right when I see that video, and it's like some pasty white girl whose whole channel is literally about campaigning against DEI video games. I don't know. I think there's like a whole yeah, that's their whole like purpose in life is to do that. They don't have anything else going on except to hate people. But I guarantee you, if they were sitting in front of us right now, if they were sitting in front of an African, a Nigerian, an Ethiopian, Senegalese right now, they wouldn't say shit.
Of course not. That's how they work. They can only operate. They're keyboard warriors. They're not gonna operate outside like that. That's why ISIS go around with masks on and shit like that, because they're genuinely afraid for their lives. They know what they're doing is so wrong that tomorrow, if we all just decided to go out and find them and snatch them up in the middle of the night, they would lose their minds. They would be shaken and they boots for like ever. And it's like it is just crazy to me that they work this way. They operate in this function. It's like funny, but not ha funny. It's like that's crazy. That's really
this is what happens when you're uneducated. This is what happens when you're uneducated and you're stupid and you just are reticent. You're resistant to learning about anything besides Kid Rock. People literally going back to the Super Bowl. People literally was saying that the Kid Rock lip sync performance was better than Benito's entire tableau of all sorts of Puerto Rican and Latinx culture being displayed, right? The message, the artistry, all of this, all the theatrics, everything that went into that is not as good as Kid Rock's old ass dancing around in jorts, lip syncing. They're delusional. They're delusional. And I don't know. It's just I hope that the game, and this is where it comes to us, right? Oh, you sketching? Oh, I like that. The guy with the guns.
Oh, I like that. See that, bro? That's another dumb shit. I think a dumb ass idea I had. All of my ideas start off as doodles. I'll say this: 95% of my ideas start off as like a doodle of something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this should be fun. This should be cool. And I just like come back to it later on in life.
No, this is really dope. I love the stuff that you have put in Discord too with the Moon Man. That was really cool.
They were, bro. My college was frying me. So my final course, right, was like basically on branding and self-branding. And I had this idea for myself, and they're like, "Oh, you're too cartoon focused. You want to get a job in the industry?" I'm like, what if I want to? That's literally my always my thing.
All colleges are like that.
Like, what if I don't want to go straight to the industry? What if I don't I want to go to Disney? Like, because so I went to I hate school. I went to Full Sail. It's a college out here.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
It's not worth it. So anyone watching this, don't roll. Everything you learn at Full Sail, you can learn on YouTube. Oh, full fledged. I don't care. They want ads. They want ad space. Pay me. You can find me anywhere. I don't fucking care because I'm local. But like,
this is officially an anti-Full Sail channel. There you go.
full fledged. And like, so the thing about it is, they push you to go towards like the big industries all the time. Oh, you want to go work at Disney? You want to go work at DreamWorks? You want to go work for this movie studio and that music studio and blah 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 blah. And it's like, what if you want to do indie stuff? We don't care about that. That's stuff that should make money. You're not gonna make revenue off that. It's like there are dudes right now who are like low key peddling like art, like peddling their small stuff, and they're like not even staying afloat. They're chilling. They're like, yeah, I'm at my point where I can live comfortably, and it's like this is all stuff I make, and it's like it's always been that way. I had a couple of teachers in both the animation department and the digital arts department worked for Disney, and I've talked to all of them. Would they go back? And all of them all said no in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
And this is not to be against art school. I think if you feel that art school is the space for you, that's great. But I also believe that there are things that you can learn outside of those. Because I remember dating this girl who went to Pratt. Pratt Institute is one of the most prestigious art schools. And when she graduated, she went straight to a coffee shop. She was shit talking this whole time, bigging up her degree, all this stuff, and she just went straight to a coffee shop. And it's like, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm putting on shows. I'm in the community. I am, in a space where we're actually making some motion. So it depends on who you are. It depends on the situation and circumstances, but you pick your path, Just Full Sail is not the one. That's all we're going to say. Full Sail is not the one. But going back to Relooted, I really hope that this game gets some sort of traction, because we've seen this happen before with other games that were centered around a black aesthetic or African aesthetic. So we had Tales of Kinzarazal, we've had South of Midnight, both really cool games, but because they featured a black protagonist, because it featured culture that a lot of the audience, the white audience, doesn't understand, it didn't do well. And also because so many of the major black content creators are basically white people in blackface, it wasn't promoted as strongly as it should have been. So I actually asked on Threads, are there any streamers that are going to be playing, any black content creators that are going to be playing Relooted when it comes out? And I did get some responses, and I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to shout these people out right now so that y'all can check them out and we can get this game kind of in rotation. Let me just scroll. I should have had that pulled up already. All right. So the first one is Leela Bobina. I'm going to put all their links in the description below, so don't worry about it. But Leela Lobina, I actually knew her from a few years ago. She used to play a lot of Fallout, so she's going to be playing that. We have Cat and Trips. There's also Hey It's Lily TV. We have Dip Gaming. We have The Female Phenom. And we also have Urban Chancla. These are all on Twitch, and they'll be playing it either on release or sometime this week. So check all of these people out, and I want to make sure that this game gets some attention because I think it's a really cool concept. I think the gameplay looks pretty tight. It's not going to be for everyone. The graphics may not be as pleasing for everyone, but I think the most important thing here is to do what we always say we want to do, which is to promote and big up and support black video games, black developers, and to see ourselves in these spaces. Because I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be playing it tonight.
I'm a try to see if it'll run on my PC. My PC's kind of dinky. Mm-hmm. However, I will definitely try it. And even if I don't play it like this year, I'm still going to buy it. I don't care. I'm no longer at that point where I cannot support black game developers and black video games, period. Even if it's like not by a black studio, I'll still come buy the game just so they can have the revenue from me, so I can know that I'm doing my part, because it's easier. We can't want things and then not actually give, because like that's one of the things that like kind of fucks up the market. Like a lot of people don't actually realize, a lot of times, even if you don't really want that game, just showing support in some way will make it to where the next person might make the game you want.
Yeah.
And it's really just that simple. There's no complex to it. It's nothing You don't have to, and you don't have to buy every black game you see. It's fine. If there's like fucking, I don't know, Gator Wrestler 5, and it's like, I don't want to play that bullshit because it looks goofy. And it's like you don't have to buy it. Hey, this game just dropped. It's made by this black studio. You should go check it out. Someone who's following you, you've got like 15 followers. One of those 15 people might be like, oh, that game looks cool, and they buy it because of you. That's it. Just use your platform, say some things, and help people, and that's how it works.
See, unfortunately, though, the way I see it, a lot of these bigger streamers, the ones that like actually move the meter a little bit, move the needle a little bit, they won't do that unless they're getting paid like big buku dollars. And that's why I say they're just white people in blackface, because a lot of them aren't really down for the cause. I remember years ago, there was this nigga named Ben. He was speaking out against Final Fantasy Online's lack of black hair and black features for the customizable characters, which is a great thing to talk about. And he campaigned, he tweeted about it, and other people was tweeting about it. And I was like, oh, cool. We're finally seeing some like real movement in the gaming space. Some people are standing up for what we need to really be talking about. And I kid you not, I'm not making this up. Months later, and I made a video about this, months later, he got flown out. And that nigga said nothing else again about that game. He never said anything bad about that game ever again. He just dropped off the face of the earth when it came to speaking out against it. And I'm just like, you a coon. Like you straight up paid, you got paid to be a shill, bro. Like you was speaking out so harshly about it and now you don't say nothing no more. Like I don't understand that sort of ideology, bro. Like are you doing it? That's not even a question. They are doing it for the clicks. They're doing it for the clicks and the clout. Be like, oh, I'm going to say something really political and serious that's going to get me at least a decent amount of black fandom or whatever the case may be. And then they just switch up on you. Like Kanye said, get on. When he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. And in this case, the white girl was a Japanese developer that flew him out to promote some other Final Fantasy game.
It's so funny because like the black hair thing in RPGs is such a talking point that a lot of us have talked about because we're fans of these franchises and they know we are. And I used to accept like, oh, you know, maybe our hair is just a little difficult to create in video games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I used to accept that as the answer. And then once I started doing art like heavy and started doing like 3D art stuff like that, I'm like, oh, y'all are just stupid and lazy because this shit is not difficult at all. If you can in 3D, right? If you can make Goku Super Saiyan 3 a perfect render of that shit, you can draw some locks, my nigga. It's not that hard. If you can do Cloud's hair, you can do a fucking fade. Come on, son.
Look at Dragon Age Velgard. Dragon Age Velgard has some of the coolest and most detailed black hair I've ever seen in any video game. And I think Dragon's Dogma also did a really good job as well. So it's not hard. Japanese developers can do it. They just lazy. Monster Hunter Wilds?
Yeah, they did it too. And Neo. Neo is really fucking good at that shit.
Oh, the samurai, the Dark Souls type game?
The samurai demon shit. Yeah, they're really good at that shit too. Not the first
I didn't know you could be
white dude.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't know you could be black in Neo. It's just the second one.
And the second one and the third one, they actually let you create your character.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I played the second one, because I'm like, I don't play just some random white guy. I'm not Tom Cruise. This ain't The Last Samurai. I refuse. And it's like, oh no. The second one, you make your character and you make your human form and like you get a demon form that you can customize also, and they can also get locks. And I'm like, oh, so y'all actually give a fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And it's just so bananas to me that studios can't do that shit. That's actually, I think I talked about.
No, it's not that they can't. It's that they won't. It's that they won't. A lot of them just don't care. And then sometimes they'll give us like some scrappy little nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? And we all seen those video games and I don't even touch them, or they'll have like the worst skin tones possible, right? Also, speaking of skin tones, everybody stop playing The Sims. EA has been scamming you since 2014. Stop buying Sims expansions. That whole Kings and Queens, whatever royalty pack, they use black aesthetics and African aesthetics to promote it, and they're barely in the goddamn pack. I saw a video by a young lady, I can't remember her name, but when I get the link, I'll put it in the description. She talked about that because she speaks out against anti-blackness in video games. So stop buying that shit. Stop modding it. Stop using it. They're using you. People have to realize when, as a creator, as an influencer, as an artist, you have to realize when you're being used for the financial gain of somebody else. Because I guarantee you, you're not making any money off of that. They're making millions from this game, and they're giving you like a couple of $100 and getting flown out. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you know, the thing is like for me, I'm the most. I consider myself the most like outspoken when it comes to this influencer space. I don't consider myself an influencer, but when it comes to this influencer space, I'm going to be one that's going to say some shit, and I'm not going to have as many opportunities as the next person, but I'd rather do that than be sitting here on a panel and y'all just not even acknowledging the atrocities that are happening, and that's a strong word, that are happening in the creator space. How people are getting used, how people are being abused, how people are being exploited. And it don't matter what level of influence you are, doesn't matter what area you're in, whether it's gaming, fashion, art, whatever, it's the same story over and over and over again. Excuse me, because I'm getting a little tight right now. But it's frustrating to see that stuff happen over and over and over again, just so that somebody can make a quick little dollar, say that they met some celebrity. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, you're going right back to the same cycle again. So I prefer y'all to actually take a stance. Like there was a nigga that said something the other day, and I'm going to probably make a video about it, but he's a well-known comic illustrator. There's a lot of things going on in our country right now, especially with ICE, the things that happened in Minnesota. RIP to Keith Porter, Renee Good, and Alex Preddy. People are fed up. So a lot of artists, just like in times before, are creating propaganda, flyers, and other imagery to speak out, to add to the noise of this low-key civil war, this revolution that's happening. It's a slow burn, but it is there. And this, I don't want to call him out his name, but this dude gonna say, I'm not going to do any ICE fan art. You can read that in my comic book. I don't know what's in your comic book. I don't know if you actually talk about ICE in your comic book, but this shouldn't be a advertisement for people to go buy your shit. Just either don't do something or not. Like just you don't have to say all of that, bro. Like first of all, it's not fan art. The visual creation, the creation of visual aesthetics against tyrannical regimes to promote resistance and liberation has gone back as far as the time immemorial of way before our grandparents were born, right? And then you think about, you know, the more recent things like the Civil Rights era, the Women's March, the Black Panthers, and all these other political movements, these radical movements. They all had what with them? Art. People were creating propaganda, they were creating flyers, they were creating pamphlets, they were creating visual stories and narratives so that way people could understand and also be inspired. So it's not fan art if somebody's making a drawing of ICE. It's not a fan art piece if someone is showing characters resisting ICE or beating up ICE. It's literally to inspire and inform. If I have a huge platform, I'm going to do what it takes in regards to how I create to make sure people are aware of what's happening. And I'm going to point you to the resources. I'm not going to make a post. The post I put up with my ICE work that got like a few, you know, got that had a big little moment on Threads. I didn't link to my Patreon. I didn't link to my shop. I didn't link to my website. I linked to resources for people to donate and be informed about things that are happening in Minnesota. Here are some things that you can use to be informed as an immigrant or immigrant adjacent, or if you want to help others that are seeking some sort of information or you know, monetary funding. That's what I did. This nigga talking about go read my comic book. Come on, man.
Coward shit. And the thing about it is, bro, I don't take that shit lightly because, like, bro, Jack Kirby was on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot of people don't know this shit. Jack Kirby, one of the godfathers of comic books, was super pro-revolutionary. Motherfucker got a phone call while he was in the studio with Stan Lee. And he's like, there are 8 Nazis out here who want to come fuck you up. And he said, bet. Hung up the phone, went outside, came back in, there was no one there. And these are all stories. Jack Kirby's always been about this. Comic books have always been a piece to talk about. That's one of the ones you'll say the right wing grift will never affect comic books because they're always going to be as political as they are. They're always going to be a political statement about things. Stan Lee used to have a soapbox at the end of every Marvel comic he would write. We would talk about, hey, it's really bad to be racist. Don't be this person. Don't be that person. Don't use slurs against people who don't look like you. That's your brother. That's your family. Because they're all just because we're different doesn't mean anything. And he would always talk about this shit forever in the day. So to make it into this thing where it's like, oh, if you want to hear what I got to say about these politics, go read my book. And the worst part is, I copped some comic books from this motherfucker. That's what makes me sad. I'm like, damn, he's supposed to be a real one. But also, I have no problem talking shit about like creators I like. We're not going to because
it's truth. Yeah.
It's true. It's
Switzerland.
But like
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Even the other day, someone was the person I follow on Threads, the ghetto activist.
Mm-hmm.
He posted a clip from American Gods, and it was the clip with Mr. Nancy.
I watched it. I've seen the clip. Yeah, I've never seen the show, but I've seen the clip.
You don't need to see the show. I said that in the comments. Like, you don't need to see the show. Just watch all the clips of Mr. Nancy, Anubis, Toth. There's a couple other African gods I'm missing, but like those are the main three I cared about because like I like their shit. Their stories were really interesting and impactful, and I liked them a lot. I'm like, if you watch those, you'll get everything you want. And I'm like, and this girl was like, this young lady was like, oh, I like all American Gods. You didn't like it. I'm like, it wasn't bad, but I'm unfortunately the book was better ass nigga because I read American Gods. I think I got it on my desk right now. So like, got a copy of it. I got it from a used bookstore. It's a thick book. It's a good read. But I was like, I want people to know, just as I like that book, fuck Neil Gaiman. He's a predator. He's an animal. We do not like this man. I have no problem shitting on any author, and I always say, don't buy from that author. Buy from local bookstores. That's how you make sure they don't get your money, but you can still get your entertainment if you really want to. I don't buy Harry Potter stuff anymore. I had the movie set like years ago, and it's trying to collect the dust now because I got this shit when I was leaving the army because I needed something to watch in Florida because I didn't have shit else when I got out here. But I have no problem being like, fuck J.K. Rowling. She'll never get my money. I don't care if she dies tomorrow. Nothing about it. We lost today. And it's this. And like again, Neil Gaiman was at one point in time one of my favorite writers. I loved all the stuff he made, but I have no problem not shitting on him every day. Like I don't care. I'm not paid by these motherfuckers. I said this shit last time. No one can afford my soul. My soul's not worth 100 million. That motherfucker, this shit is so tight. He said that shit with boldness. For 100 million, I'd sell my soul. Only on it.
Wait a minute. Who's? Oh, that was from my podcast. I don't know who that was. I don't know who that is, but when I said, I was like, damn, bro.
Not even $1 billion, just
and that's
100 million.
That goes back to what we were just talking about, where all these people in these spaces, these influencers who are just there to make a buck. They don't care about the people. They don't care about revolution. They don't care about anybody's rights. They just want to say what is cool for the moment and keep it pushing so they can keep getting the money, keep getting the viewerships and all of that stuff. And it's like all money, like they said in Highest to Lowest, Spike Lee's last film that just came out. All money is not good money. All money is not good money. And so much of what I've learned recently is that, well, not recently, but I've always known the art world has been seedy, corrupt, slimy, any negative adjective you want to use. But the fact that we've had recent news come out of the Epstein files and emails that there are so many people connected to him just verifies it even more, right? And before people just jump into like conspiracy theories and all this stuff, like read an article first, because I made a post about it on Threads, and of course, like they take it on to a whole different level, and they saying a lot of other stuff. So I made it so that people can't just automatically comment no more, because you're gonna misdirect and lead into conversation that is ill-informed, And a lot of people try to come in, correct me, and be like, "Oh, it's not the art industry, it's the entertainment industry, big dog." And I'm like, literally look at these links. So we've come to find out, and I have
read a book, nigga, read.
Read. Remember that from the Boondocks?
Oh God, just read, bro. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt you. Just finding out, it'll actually make you better. It'll make you. People understand. I always be like, yeah, bro, read. You should read. You should read. You ain't got to read a thick book like American Gods. Do you read? If you read like a little a teenager's book. Read fucking Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Read that shit a little bit more every day. There's so much political shit in it. You just have to read it, and
there's political shit in everything, bro. People try to be so apolitical. It's like, you play Fallout, fam. Like, come on. But there, so a few of the articles I've seen is from Art News, one of the most prestigious and legit sources for any and all information surrounding contemporary art world and beyond. So there was an article that came out on the 30th of this year, January 30th of this year, that said that Jeffrey Epstein donated at least $5,000 to the Met Costume Institute, and this is the institution that is responsible for all the things that go towards the Met Gala. So already right there's a donation check from 2014 that says that he was connected to it, right? We have the Met Gala involved in this. How far and how deep that goes, we don't know. I'm not going to make any more statements on that. I'm not going to I'm not going to theorize. I'm just going to go with what's listed there. I can assume some things and I can infer some things, but I'm not going to say nothing else. But also, we've learned that a big collector in that space, in that world, Leon Black, is connected to Epstein on multiple occasions. There's a 51-page document that has a huge list of all the works that he has bought and purchased and circulated between himself and Epstein. And we already know how that sort of thing works, where people buy and sell art to make more money off of that. There's also allegations toward Gagosian, which is another prominent art institute. We're talking millions of dollars being circulated, like up to 62 million and more. Right, going as recent as 2023 and further back than that. We also have the culture minister of France, Jacques Lang, who was connected to Epstein through similar means. There's a photo of them together that I'm looking at on the Art newspaper. So they're naming a few collectors: Leon Black, Steve Tisch, Jean Pagozzi. And even artists like Jeff Koons are named and listed in these files, connecting them to Epstein. So when people talk about the art world, and when people talk about how seedy it is, I want y'all to listen to them. There are people who have been directly affected by this. There are people who are directly connected to these things. You got to listen to these folks, because here is the truth. The truth is out there. And it's so crazy to think that many of the prominent institutions that we've gone to, many of the artists that we know, have been funded by these nasty individuals such as Epstein. And it's just mind blowing, to see the actual words.
Who think that Epstein is just like only affecting art and media, he's also affecting your video games. I want y'all to know that shit.
Talk about it. I know what you're about to say.
A lot of people don't know he's the reason we have microtransactions. He wanted to get children into the economy early on, and he talked to, I think it was the CEO of Call of Duty, or CEO of Activision, to produce microtransactions to get kids to start spending money early on so they can get into this shit. Everything you believe and everything you like is affected by everything. There is nothing you have that isn't. That doesn't mean that's not to say don't participate in the world. That's like the one thing that I try to let people know that, hey, just as say like there's no ethical consumption under capitalism does not mean don't go consume things. It just means be aware. You try to reduce it. Maybe you don't have a phone. Maybe you keep using the phone that you have that's 5 years old that has a 15 to 20-year lifespan. Maybe you keep using that. Maybe you buy secondhand. Maybe you support a local farmer. And this is how you just start reducing it more. And also, you'll save more, too. You'd be surprised how much money you don't spend whenever you don't go throw money at dumb shit you don't need. But it's all connected. You just gotta pick a part of the files and find the thing that you want to know about. I promise you it's in there. Well, I think they're pushing dick pills, gambling, and bullshit. It's just the new wave.
Yeah, and it's
and gambling and bullshit, bro. But it's so crazy.
Gambling is everything is gambling now. That's how crazy it is, bro. Everything is gambling now. Also, I believe there was an email that came out where Epstein was banned from Xbox Live because he was trying to talk to kids. Like, there's an actual email screenshot that's been circulating. I think it came out a couple of weeks ago. That first thing of emails that dropped, there was something revolving around him on Xbox Live talking to kids on Call of Duty specifically. Like it was Modern Warfare 2. Yeah. So like he's everywhere. He's everywhere. So if you don't think he's part of the art world, think again. Again, all the information is here. You can go to all these resources, Art Forum, Art News, all these spaces have the documentation, they have the articles, they have the photos, they have everything. Okay. The money don't lie. The money don't lie.
Follow the money.
Follow the money.
You'll find the answers.
Follow the money. Speaking of money, this is gonna be a little funnier though. I found out recently that famed artist Michelangelo selling feet pics out here. He just sold some feet pics.
Oh, yeah. Put on for the feet finder, Mike.
He just sold some feet pics for $27 million. This is from ArtNet at an auction. That's crazy.
There are feet content creators right now just screaming and crying and throwing up.
So if you out there and you only making $5,000 a month, you gotta step it up because Michelangelo out here.
Imagine getting outdone by a dead man. Damn.
Word, this man ain't been around for centuries. And he making way more than you in one day than you could in a month, in a year, in 10 years. Nah, so and it's such a it is insane because this is such a simple drawing. It's not like it's super complex or anything like that. Like I'm looking at it right now.
I think I've seen it. It's a little sketchbook drawing.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a nice drawing of a foot, but it's like, why is it being sold for $27 million?
That's that money laundering shit we be talking about.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy. The frame is nice though. I like the frame that it's in. Whoever did the frame job, shout outs to them because that's hard, bro. Like, yeah, shout outs to them for real. But I just find it so fascinating that we can have artists make so much money posthumously instead of celebrating them, supporting them while they're here. Like that 27 million could have been distributed out to a gaggle of artists that are living. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to Michelangelo, right? We love our turtles, but that 27 million could have gone to a completely different thing.
So many different things.
It could have funded an institution, some programming for children, for artists who are trying to like make a living and they're struggling right now. Because I see white people all the time on threads. I don't know what it is, bro, but white people love to be sad. They love being distraught. They're like, oh, but I can't function because I can't eat. I don't have enough to do this. And it's like, come on.
Listen, I was talking to my cousin the other day. We have some mutual friends. They white people, and I fuck with them, but they always have some shit going on. And I'm like, I have a 400-year head start. You always had. Like, what we doing here, bro? And like, I remember, at my lowest, I was not as sad as half the white people I know who are sad with like a good paying job and a nice car and a nice house. And I want you to know, at my lowest, I'm gonna take you there. I was living in a shitty apartment. It was me and my two roommates. I didn't have a job. My VA check was paying my rent and my bills. I had literally $10 in my bank account for a whole month, and I stretched that shit as much as I could. The woman in that room back there, who is my wife, literally brought me $30 and some Wendy's chicken nuggets and fries. Or was it a 4 for 4? I think it was a 4 for 4. And like a little love letter. And I'm like, that's when I knew I'm marrying this woman because there's no way in hell she did this shit.
She said, "Oh yeah, yo te amo."
She lived an hour away when she did this shit too. So like, you bitch, what? Ring immediately. I've been down bad. Never been that sad all the time though.
That's the difference, man. That's the difference between black artists and everybody else. I can't speak for people of color. I just know that what I know as a black artist and what I've seen from white people is diametrically opposed. You and I have gone through things. I am very vocal about the state of my mental health years ago and how I was about to delete myself from this planet, and I was in a psychiatric ward for about a month, right? And
I'm
even
glad you
then,
didn't delete yourself.
Thank you. But even then, I wasn't sitting here going, "Woe is me. Oh, it's such a struggle. Oh, I empowered myself and made I did my first solo pop-up exhibition. I created a whole series of characters and a narrative surrounding that. And I was able to create a space where other people can be vulnerable, Black people can be vulnerable and express themselves about their mental health in a way that wasn't possible at the time. It wasn't me sitting there going on Threads or any other platform every day and saying how bad I got it. White artists love to use pity marketing to get ahead. I've seen it time and time again where someone's like, oh my God, my house flooded and I can't even, all I'm eating is wet sandwiches and I can't survive. And then also my dog and my child and I'm autistic and oh my God. And no offense to autistic people at all, right? But there's and I'm sure you've probably seen it, but there's a very specific type of person that will get on and use that as an excuse or a way to generate sort of like attention. Yeah.
There's like levels to the thing about you know how autism is a spectrum. There are even autistic people who call out. Like there are people who have mental instabilities, ADHD, fucking DID, autism, and things of the like. And they always go, there are people who use this as an excuse and it makes it harder for me to exist. Because now I don't even want to talk about what I have because I feel like people are going to think I'm using it as a crutch. And it's like I'm clinically diagnosed depressed. I don't talk about it because like I don't want people to think like.
Say that one more time. What's the most important word? Say the most important word.
Clinically or diagnosed?
Clinically.
Yeah, I'm clinically diagnosed through the VA. It took forever to get someone to talk to because the VA. I used to think it was the VA dragging their feet. Now I know it's the government. It's all connected naturally, but I try not to like let that be like the excuse for when I'm like sad because like it sucks. I don't really get to have that moment to like actually take a knee and take a deep breath and feel everything. I gotta power through it, and I know it's the resilience in the Black blood. I know it is, but I wish I could. I wish people like us could just take a moment to be like, I ain't got it in me today. I just want to crawl back into bed and sleep today away, and then start again tomorrow. But we can't do that shit. The grind has to continue. What the weekend is for.
Yeah, we're not allowed.
I want the people to know. I want the audience to know. I asked this man, "Hey, what are we gonna talk about today on the podcast?" Man said, "Hey, bro, it's Friday. It's 5:00 in the afternoon. I'm on the weekend. I'll talk to you later." I'm like, "It's straight." I'm not even mad. I wasn't mad. I was upset. I was just like, you know what?
Listen,
that's facts.
Listen, I set boundaries.
What the fuck we doing?
Yeah, I gotta set boundaries for myself, bro. Like anybody that sends me emails after 5, anybody that want to talk business or anything, like you gotta wait until the weekend is over, the holiday is over, or catch me between office hours of the times that I set. Because what we've caused is this insatiable need to be interconnected at all times, and this unfettered availability. This unfettered desire for availability, right? So people are like, oh, if I message you at 1 a.m., you got to reply back. If I message you at 2 a.m. or 6 or 7 or at 10 p.m. at night, you got to reply back to me. And if you don't, then, you're not a good person or you're annoying or you're this or you're that. And it's like, no, like there used to be a time where the TV would shut off. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd be watching TV facts. And it'd go to static, you know what I'm saying? Or it'd be mad infomercials. There used to be a time where your internet, the way the internet worked is that there wasn't an infinite scroll. There was a time where you ended, you reached the end of that interaction for the day. You probably go on and play some flash games or whatever. You probably go and aim for a little bit, maybe hit up one of those little forums, but that was it. You didn't spend your whole day doing that. Now it's like you're on Threads, you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on Twitter, and it's infinite. It's infinite. Nothing ever stops. It's always something on, and I'm not going to be a part of that. I told myself I'm not going to be a part of that. If there's a day where I just need to not talk to anybody at all, I will do that. And if there's somebody important that I need to be around or talk to, I'll let them know ahead of time. But I'm just not going to be in a space where I got to answer this now. Somebody sent me a homie of mine just sent me emails at like 11 p.m. at night. I wasn't replying to that until this morning, because I don't need to be on my screen. I want to relax. I want to sit down. Another really cool thing though, another lighthearted thing that I saw that was interesting. I want us to kind of like highlight, even though we don't know this nigga at all. But I want to big up Black people wherever we at. This is from Art Forum and Echo Eshun. I hope I'm saying his name correct. He has been named the curator of the 13th Santa Fe International Biennial. Now, for those who don't know, a biennial is a really big fancy art show where a lot of big fancy big money people come, and if you're lucky enough to be at one of these things, you come home with money. Okay, I've known a few artists that have presented at was it Miami's biennial a few times, and they make money. They don't become millionaires after that. They're not like super rich, but they get a little something to hold them over for a few months. So shout outs to him, because he was also I believe he was the first black man to be named in this role. So shout outs to Echo, for real.
No, full shout outs for real. It's fire. I like seeing us in spaces where like you don't really usually see us. It makes a real impact, because it makes you know that, hey, you know what, if he's there, I can be there. If she's there, I can be there. And it makes a difference. A lot of people don't really understand that shit.
I think a lot of people don't understand it.
Goes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people don't understand it because the default is white. So majority of the people in this space, and most of these spaces are white, so they don't get that same impact. That feeling is like, oh, Brad Pitt's the lead of blah blah blah. Cool, you know, it's like whatever, man. But if you see Echo Eshun or some other person that look like us, it's a different vibe, because we've been kept out of these spaces for so long. We've been shunned, we've been rejected, we've been put in our own little box for so long. So to see somebody step up and be like, even Jay-Z being part of the board for the NFL, even though we have our own opinions about him, that's still a big deal, and that's still cool, and it's still a nice look to see that a black man is in the upper echelons of these prestigious institutions and spaces that we've been only been able to see a hint of. And it reminds me of what we were watching the other night in the Discord. It's this documentary called Black Art in the Absence of Light. And while it's got some issues, it was very nice and lovely to see that even outside of those white dominated spaces, we're able to create our own as well, and bring and build up ourselves in the contemporary art space, in even in the game development space, everywhere, where you see people like that lead. I think there's a lady, I can't remember her name, but there's a black lady that's the president of Xbox right now, which I think is cool. Yeah. I don't know her politics, I don't know what she stands for, but I think that's a good look, because now little girls can watch these videos and be like, oh my God, I can be that.
It wasn't fully the politics of Obama that mattered to a lot of us when we were in high school when we saw it. It was the fact that it was a nigga there. Light skin, yeah. Dark skin, doesn't matter. It was a nigga there. I'm like, oh shit, a nigga in the White House is crazy. We used to joke about this shit. Chris Rock made a movie about this shit, but now it finally happened. Holy shit! Mm-hmm. And it was just like, yeah, bro, it changed. It did change the way the world works. For good or for bad, it's still to say, because you're like, I ain't gonna front. We still got time. But like, the impact is there forever.
Yeah, and there's still work to be done, because, like I said, like we talked about before, not everybody's mentally up here. Not everybody's black up here. You know what I'm saying? They might have a different ideology up here. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. And there's going to be still a lot of deprogramming that we have to do for us to truly be liberated across the board, to be liberated from capitalism, to be liberated from racist ideology, to be liberated from the dogma that has been set upon us for the last 400 plus years. You know, because it affects everybody. Just because you think you are not affected by it doesn't mean you aren't. There are things that happen to black people that will happen to you eventually. Y'all said that about the immigrants recently, and look what happened. Y'all said that about all the people that migrated to this country. You said that about all the people that have darker skin than you, and now they're coming after you. Tyranny and fascism doesn't care. They do care about skin color, but they don't care to a degree where you're not going to get yours either. It's about subjugation. They don't. They just want money and power.
It was a white woman who died.
And a man.
She died, but it's like, it was a white man and a white woman who died. You on the chopping block too, and like, That's a thing that I don't know how to convince these white people that like, hey, bro, you think you're safe. All you gotta do is step out of line, bro. That's all you gotta do. Step out of line one time. That's gonna be your ass. They gonna put belt to ass to you too. You're not
Yeah.
free from this shit. None of us are.
Like,
It's not a race issue. It's literally like a collective class and social issue. And like the sooner the sooner we get that class consciousness fully, and we fully have an understanding that yeah, race is a made up structure that doesn't matter, doesn't really impact anything. It's just sooner she'll actually change.
yeah, absolutely. And even for and this is to the niggas that are like, I'm staying out of it, all these dumbass takes that they have. Like, the Black Panthers were in coalition with their allies who were non-black, white, Asian, Native American, you name it, they were in coalition with them. They're not part of the Black Panthers, but they were in coalition with them. And yeah, somebody's going to probably bring up the Japanese guy that infiltrated, what's his name, Aoki, something Aoki. Yeah. Sure, cool, but that's just one person. And once we have our own cultural solidarity with ourselves, and we can have somewhat of a monolithic idea of who we are as a people and what we need to stand for, then I feel like that's when we can really embrace the classistness of it all and reach across the aisle and be like, yo, hey, the Mexicans over here got issues with the government. We got issues with the government. The Asians over here, the Chinese and Japanese got issues with the government. All these different ethnicities and backgrounds are all suffering in some kind of way, bro. And it's really going to take us to get out of our ass to really make a change. Like, back then, things were a little bit more, at least from our perspective, looking at it from history. We don't know what it's like to be on the ground, but from our perspective, there was a more monolithic ideology that pushed forward for a lot of these movements. The women's rights movement, women's suffrage, right? Civil rights, even recently with the LGBTQIA movement, right? For them to achieve free and fair marriage. Like, all that came from the unity across the board. We all have our individual fights, but there's a big collective one, bro. It's like when we watch those movies and sci-fi shows and fantasy shows where niggas be fighting zombies, but the big threat is coming. You know what I'm saying? They was talking, remember Game of Thrones? Everybody's fighting and bickering over who was going to sit on the throne. It's like, nah, the White Walkers is coming. We gotta band together, bro. The White Walkers is coming. Winter is coming.
Outside right now.
Word, y'all over here talking about, I'm going to sit on the throne and be the ruler of what? The zombies about to tear y'all up. Like, let's be for real. But Jamal, this was a fantastic episode, man. I love having you on. I love your opinions. Love your artwork as well.
Appreciate it.
What are you working on right now that people can check out, or anything that you have out right now that people can check out?
The first build of Mr. Tapeworm, the very first one I ever made, is still up on Newgrounds. So you just type in Mr. Tapeworm. I'm working on actually putting all my games on my portfolio site. That's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna let people know when I do it. It'll be like demos and stuff like that. That is the goal. I'm currently working on 2 games. Mr. Tapeworm is an arcade shooter about a tapeworm living in bellies, eating food and killing bacteria and things like that. Just it's funny and I think it looks cool. I'm currently working on Applejack, a platform game. That Applejack is special. It's gonna take me a while because I have a lot of plans with it. I do want to make a small web comic to go along with it to give some lore. It was a joke when I said I wanted to rip off Nintendo and make my own Mario game. Mario doesn't have a lot of lore. I want to make mine with lore. It's all about the storytelling for me when it comes to video game development. I want people to know that. If I can tell you a story with the game, you will get a story, even if it's dinky and stupid, but it's the principle of it. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
check out all my stuff. All my stuff is linked on my itch. It's all in my link tree. You can find me on any social media platform. The only thing I'm not on is Twitter. I'm on and Tumblr. Yeah, Twitter and Tumblr. Only thing I'm not on.
Yeah, fuck X.
So
Fuck
Threads,
Elon.
Instagram. An artist formerly known as Twitter. Yeah, X. So yeah, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, goddamn TikTok, but I'll be deleting it soon. So follow me on the other ones instead. Because I'm tired of TikTok.
Yeah. I'm surprised you transitioned. I'm surprised you didn't transition from there yet. So I should say.
I have 2 TikToks. That's the thing. I have one that's like 10K followers, and it's like I don't even use it.
Yeah.
I made two ads off of a joke, and random spike of viewers, and I'm like, whatever. I'm never gonna use this shit again. And another one for my actual video game development. But I'm moving my development back to Threads and the Gram. It's consistent, and I can just post it there and keep it pushing. But yeah, you can follow me anywhere. Jamal creates on everything. Just look for one of my pixel art characters. You'll know it's me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And one last thing before we go, what is an indie game you would recommend people play right now?
I'll recommend one of my more casual favorite games is A Short Hike. It is a very simple game to really chill. You play as this bird visiting this hike mountain with her grandma, and it's all about just the journey of discovery, understanding yourself and feeling things. It is a very cute, simple game. It is stress-free. There is no combat. There's no action. It's literally a walking simulator. I recommend it because it's chill, it's nice, and you can just relax on the weekends and play it and not really think about anything. It's a very pick-up, put-down game, easy to play, easy to master, and you'll never be tired of it.
That's dope. Again, Jamal Creates, thank you for coming on the show. Looking forward to having you around again. And we're going to be keeping in touch about that Applejack because we want to see that. The folks want to see that. But folks, that's going to be it for the Art Block. If you have any questions or anything, or you want to say something mean to both of us and be like, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. And we will see you in the next episode. At us.
YouTube, at me.
And then come outside because we're gonna square up. We're gonna jump you. No, we're not. We don't condone violence. We're not gonna do that. We love YouTube. Ha 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 ha. All right.
Yeah.